Welcome tech lovers, Ibrar here. Today I am going to cover Docker volumes basic with examples. This is the part 13 of Docker 0 to Hero series. Docker volume is most important component of Docker which persists container data to work with production environment such as databases and other stateful applications. We will see use case of Docker volumes in this video. DevOps in Action channel is more focused on DevOps in easy way. You always found complexity in simplicity here. Each video guide is available in video's description. Here will be only action as channel name is DevOps in Action. So let's jump to the lab without any delay. On my channel you can find out the GitHub link from here. Open GitHub repo and go to Docker 0 to Hero series and in day 13 here. Before working with Docker volumes, we need to understand how it works, right? So let's see. Docker basically container run from the Docker images. Docker images is read only layers and it doesn't provide the writable layers to save your data. So let's see here what it does. So container are ephemeral, you can see here. When container removed, your data will be lost. Volumes are ensure your data persist. Basically volumes is either bind mount, either volumes. Bind mount basically mounted to your containers and volume is mounted with the sync method, right? So why we use Docker volumes? Docker volumes we require to data persist after stopping container, and after recreating container we can use volumes and we can restore it, we can get better performance as well. So we will see today how container works with data, not volumes. So here is the some simple information. What is the volumes? Volume is managed by Docker and bind mount basically it's linked to host machine directories, right? And we will see tmpfs also in the next upcoming session. Volume are the most portable, secure and recommended options. So always go with the volumes and avoid bind mounts. We will cover this in upcoming session, but as of now just understand this. So Docker container without volume, we will see. This is the today's session. So we will work with the Docker container and we lost data today, alright? So I not covered Docker images, but in today's session I want to show you some basic information related to images, like images layers, how it works, what is the read only layers, what is the write only layers, right? So let's see. Here are some information for you to understand how it works, right? And some information, right? So this is the basic foundation level knowledge, but I am avoiding it as of for now, just added for you for your reference. We will see, let's say, in action. So let's start. I'm starting my terminal here and I want to show you without volumes how it works. So let's see. I want to pull Docker images. So I am pulling Ubuntu latest images here, and Ubuntu latest image is already present in my system, and you can see here digest SHA-256 of this images, right? Image is up to date, so no need to pull again it from the repo. So we want to see some history of this Docker images. Let me clear screen and want to show you. Here you can see multiple layers added here. You can see layer 1, layer 2, layer 3, layer 4, layer 5, layer 6. There are multiple layers are available here. Okay, when you see image history, in that case you can see layer by layer which command added and what done here in this images. Images layers always in read only mode. So when you create container, it will create a layers from the images, but that layers is always will be in the read only mode, and top of that layers container create a additional layer where you work, right? So I added this information for you to just have a look of it. This is the dive command and available on the GitHub, so install it and see it. I will cover this tools in the Docker images section, so this is just for your reference, right? You can inspect Docker image layer with this dive command deeply, right? Here I want to cover a container where I want to lost my data. So I'm going to run docker run command. Docker run command I already covered in the previous video with details. So my container is up and running here. Now I want to enter in this container and I want to write a text file here. In text file I added some text here, you can see, and after that I am just checking it. You can see here the content in that file is available. I am able to see that content that is exists in the container. So you can see here container path. I am on the root. I created one txt file, named it ibrar.txt. So before that, before losing data, we want to understand how it works. Okay, so here you can see Docker containers runs the software stack defined within Docker images. Images are made of set of read-only layers that work on file system called union file system. I cover union file system in the images section. When we start new container, Docker adds a read and write layer on the top of the images layer, enabling the container so run as if it on the standard Linux file system. So what is the meaning here? You can see here that this is the image layer, this is the image layer, and this is the image layer, this is the image layer, and this is the image layer. We last time showed you here. You can see multiple layer available here, 1 2 3 4 5 6. So here 6 layers available. I created a diagram with 4 layers only, and top of this, when we create container through the image and container created, right, when container created, in that case it will add a additional layer top of this image only, right? So additional layer added on the top of containers. So let's see in the action. So we created containers, but before that let me show you something. I am checking the my additional. Okay, here are multiple Docker images, so I want to check one image like restart policy demo. So I'm setting this image as invariable, and I want to show that SHA-256 hash of this image. So you can get with this command SHA-256 ID here, and when you show Docker history, you can see here 3 layers is showing. One layer is the CMD. CMD is the basically entry point, either CMD to start the container. Basically this is the metadata, but in layers you can see here 2 layers available here, 124 MB and 90 MB, where we installed some applications and did some tasks, right? So when you want to check the all layers SHA, then you can use this command. Here you can see the SHA of these 2 layers, right? Each layer creates its own SHA, right? So this is the basic information, and let's start from here. And okay, so I want to check my containers details here. I inspect container no volume created by me, and I want to check the graph driver only. Here you can see multiple types of driver, and this is the basically overlay details. In overlay there are multiple types of working directory available. I will also explain this one in images section, but as of now you can consider I am going to work only with the upper dir, right? So what is the upper dir? Upper dir you can find out here in this path. Containers always work with the overlay 2 by default. Okay, so I added some details for you. What is the upper dir? Upper dir, the top writable layer where changes made by the container are stored. So we created from the images, and the top of that one layer created with the name upper dir. Work dir, merge dir, lower dir I will definitely add in the images section. Okay, but as of now, just for this demo purpose we will see this one only. So I'm able to get my upper dir with the docker inspect command. This is our path. So I'm going to store this. Before that, let's check the difference of my containers. Here you can see on the top of image, layers, I created one txt file. So in txt file they added one ibra.txt on the top of root, and base history changed due to I access the terminal. That's the reason it's showing one base history file added, right? And I'm storing this upper dir in a variable to work with this demo. So I added this inspect command in upper dir variable, and I want to see. You can see here in the upper dir there are two things showing. One is the ibra.txt, second one is the root showing because of the base history added there, right? So I want to create ibra.txt. You can see here the my content is showing there, right? and you can see about all information about that txt here. It is access, you can see permission related things, access, modify, changes, and each and everything, right? So you will see ibra.txt in the writable layer. So we created images, we created containers from the images, right? So this is the images layers, and I created this container layers, and here I added the ibra.txt, right? And okay, let's see. In this container I not added volumes, so maybe we lost data. So let's check. After restarting this container, and I want to check that data is available or not. Okay, it's taking some time. I am in the container and get my file. Yeah, data is there. So after restarting, it's not losing data. It's not losing data. So file still exists because the container is still active, right? So with the restart, it's not losing data. So let's see container deletion and data loss. So I am removing my container here, and my container is removed. Now I want to see that file is exist or not. This is the same thing again which I added here. Okay, so no need to run it again, just I want to get that file only. You can see no such file or directory, so we lost our data. Let's recreate it. When we recreate it, basically what happening here, it's creating a container from the same image and adding additional layer, but in that layer my data is not there, right? So I'm not able to access my data again because that data is lost. You can see here there is no file or directory. Similarly, you can do practice from your own. Let's say if you are using a stateful application like MySQL or Jenkins, Grafana, in that case you can do, right? Similar. In these commands I removed the volume options or bind mount options, so you can test from your own. Okay, so this is the basic information of working with container without volumes. To understand how volumes works and how container works and how image extracted and created containers from the layers, and how the writable layers added on the top of image layers, right? To prevent data loss, you can use Docker volume. Okay, and this is the recommended. Here you can see this is the recommended, and bind mount is good for dev and test, and this is the not best practices to create container and copy your data out and copy your data in. So final thought is always go with the Docker volumes and in production, and if you are working with the dev and test, then you can use bind mount as well, right? So that's it for the today. I hope you understand, and do let me know if you have any query. Thank you very much. Have a nice day ahead. See you in the next video.